So I'm giving y'all the very first hip hop NFT musical. All right. So this is a hip hop NFT musical. Has never been done before. And we're gonna do at the end of the year, we're gonna do the same soundtrack and the same hip hop NFT motion picture musical. We're gonna do a film festival and a music festival. The very first and annual hip hop NFT motion picture film festival and motion picture music festival. All right. So the soundtrack is telling you the story. I'm coming back and giving you the behind the scenes of the musical that's being told to you in the soundtrack. So the two songs from the soundtrack that I just put on. If you don't listen to the soundtrack, you're gonna be lost. And the reason we do this like this is because you got a generation of individuals. You got a generation of individuals who are totally confused, who are being manipulated by an entertainment industry that has nothing to do with them or their identity or their root or who they are or where they come from. But because the entertainment industries of the world are not relevant unless they have access to our images, they have to masquerade as if they come from the source. And we have 3 generations So this soundtrack is gonna help y'all come back home. Cause hip hop has nothing to do with rock and roll, has nothing to do with country, with rap, with gospel. Hip hop has nothing to do. Hip hop is the bedrock and the foundation of what David did. The art form that David was blessed with, that even allowed him to chase away demonic spirits that were plaguing Saul. And whenever David came and played and sang, the demonic spirits that tormented King Saul, it is documented. The only thing that could chase away the principalities was the musical art form that David was blessed, being a man after God's own heart, to play. That art form cannot be duplicated, can't be copied, can't be mimicked, can't be rebranded, can't be controlled, can't be packaged, bought, sold. Either you have it or you don't. Either you are it or you aren't. Got it? So the 2 songs, 27 Summers. And then you had me at Hello. Really 30 summers ago. This very day, August 19th, 1991. My roommate, Craig Ronald Morgan from Brooklyn, myself from Trenton, anything about hip hop, the fashion statement of hip hop, the highest fashion statement of hip hop. where they tried to steal our image is Ralph Lauren Polo. The highest fashion statement that they tried to come in, see a group of young people doing an art form, and then market it, steal it, brand it. Here I am, come on. Ralph Lauren. And then we responded, those of us who did hip hop, we responded to that invasion. Same way as we responded when they tried to steal our graffiti art form. Every aspect of what we do, they tried to steal. So this is no different. So in 1991, at the height of that climate, you know anything about Low-Life originated from Brooklyn in New York, and Trenton was there from the very beginning. The marriage between Brooklyn and Trenton is Low-Life. Nas is born in Brooklyn. So there's no better MC to represent the Low-Life movement than Nas. There's no better queen to represent the low life movement that never rose in rap, because rap is unnatural. So from the door, 30 years ago, we were the fashion statement of the streets. From the door, we have never changed. So me and my brother, we pull up to the handy hall first, just like today. This car's filled with stuff. We going to Kimbrough Hall to do for my daughter what I did for myself 30 years ago. I pull up to handy hall. Me and Craig pull up to handy hall. We unload. We pack our room. We fill our room. Pull all our stuff down. We set up our room. But now we're juniors at Pine Forest Academy. This is our third year doing this. So we got our system down to a system so much so that we head down to the dorm, girls' dorm. So we go down to the girls' dorm after we get settled to assist the young ladies. We help carrying heavy stuff. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's single parent mothers bringing their daughters up there by themselves. So we go down there and we lend a hand, person after person after person after person, just help out till all the ladies is in the dorm. That's what we did. That was our routine. Me and Craig. And lo and behold, 30 years ago, 1991, on the same day, my wife, Kanisha, pulls up with her caravan. Her father was in tow. It's Kanisha and her father, who would become my father-in-law. And then her right-hand girl from Chicago, also alumnus of class of 1993, Natola Houston, and her whole entourage, her mother and her father. And here they come. Craig, introduce ourselves and offer to lend a hand, and they say yes. And we get to carrying stuff up, and we get to talking, and we get to laughing, and next you know, for 2 hours we in. Never before have we ever spent 2 hours on a brand new family. I'll tell you, we was in there for 2 hours with them, cracking jokes. Like, yo, it's crazy. So this journey that we on today, about to take my daughter up here to the thing, to those very steps. I'm about to take y'all to these very steps. But 30 years ago, this very day, August 19th, 1991, I met my wife. And when I came out of that room that day, from the time I was 11, time that I was 11, like 7 or 8 years prior, my mother and my father's went their separate ways. Their marriage dissolved. So my whole goal, I wasn't at school to try and get Pine Fours to help me get an Ivy League education. We had already gotten it. That was Princeton PhD, magna cum laude at Oakwood University, magna cum laude at Andrews University. Education has never impressed me. We've never needed education. We were the pinnacle of education. There was no better teacher than my mother, Beverly Webb. Our family, we do not go to Pine Forge Academy seeking education, seeking guidance, seeking direction. We go for one thing, to finish being fruitful and multiply. You have dominion. Be fruitful and multiply. Replenish the earth and subdue the whole earth. Reign. We go there to break the cycle of the war on the marriage. Period. And my whole prayer for 7 years, from 11 to 17, when I met my wife, is let me break that cycle. So when we walking back to the dorm 30 years ago, my main man Craig Morgan could tell you, walking up to the school from Kimbrough Hall, I said, I no longer gotta pray that prayer no more, because that's me. He said, "Ooh," I said, "Kanisha, that's me. That's the one I'm married." 30 years ago this very day. So go back and listen to that song I just put on my page. You had me at hello. This is the first sound in the soundtrack, song in the soundtrack. 27 summers before that was Nas' joint. Now the next song that I'm gonna drop on y'all is "Till the War Is Won" by Nas. Till the war is won. Yeah, we 30 years in, but the war ain't over. Till the war is won. And the second track from Beyonce is "Brainlessly" and "One Love." Y'all check this out.